Finally, finally, all of Parker Nelson's dreams were coming true. The 102 on today's math test hadn't been a surprise, but getting paired up with the Cassandra DeVecchio for the big language arts project, and then invited to her house to work on it, that was a huge score. Parker didn't need any help with the project. She was the biggest poetry nerd in her class and already had ideas. But she had been trying to break into the popular clique since kindergarten. Okay, maybe that was an understatement. Parker had been trying to break into any friend group ever since people started declaring their besties and inviting each other to slumber parties. She'd lived in the same house, in the same town her entire life, gone to the same schools with the same kids, and yet it felt as if all of the friend groups had been established without her knowledge, as if there were no seats left in the musical chairs of friendship. Sure, she could get a little braggy about her grades, and had been told by several adults that she had a tendency to talk too much, too fast, mostly about herself, and not really give other kids a chance to say anything. And yes, she was proud to be a teacher's pet, and loved to spout weird facts whenever she could. But she thought she was, in general, a good person who would make a great friend, and she was trying harder to fit in. So far, she hadn't been able to crack the code. But she'd really been studying Cassandra and her crew and was starting to see where she'd been going wrong. After a trip to the outlet mall for new sneakers, and her first attempt at eyeliner after multiple YouTube tutorials, Parker felt as ready as she'd ever be. Her mom watched anxiously from the car as Parker hitched her backpack up on her shoulder — the cool kids never wore both straps — and walked up the curved stone sidewalk to Cassandra's house. Or maybe mansion would be a better word. The house was so tall and white that it was almost blinding. And Parker wondered what it would be like to pack up everything she owned and pull up to a house like this, as Cassandra must have last year when she moved here from Tennessee and was immediately absorbed into KJ Worthington's highly selective lunch table, forming a trio along with KJ's second-in-command, Olivia Blanchard. Giddy, her stomach full of butterflies, Parker rang the doorbell and glanced back at her mom, motioning for her to leave. Her mom gave her a thumbs up, pointed at her cell phone, waved, and backed out of the driveway right as the big stained glass door opened to reveal the third most popular girl in 7th grade. Cassandra stood there looking a little uncertain, which was unusual for her. She had long, straight black hair and honey gold eyes, and everything about her was pretty much perfect. Her style was careless, a big sweatshirt and ragged jean shorts, like everybody wore, but somehow, on her, it looked effortless and cool. "Oh," Cassandra said, looking Parker up and down. "You look cute." The hour Parker had spent with the straightening iron and her mom's makeup drawer must have worked to get a compliment like that. She was smiling so hard that her face hurt. Her sweatshirt was almost exactly the same as the one Cassandra wore, which had to be a sign. "Thanks. I love your house." "Come on in. You can leave your shoes here. My room's upstairs." Cassandra's house was decorated like something from a magazine or a movie. Like someone had professionally tossed blankets around and karate-chopped pillows right before Parker walked in. She left her shoes at the door and followed Cassandra's swinging ponytail, glad that she could ogle the house as much as she wanted behind Cassandra's back. On the way up the perfectly white stairs, she longed to pause and study all the framed black and white pics of Cassandra and her older sister, starting from when they were super tiny. It was a big surprise, learning that even Cassandra DeVecchio had had an awkward phase that involved chipmunk cheeks, braces, glasses, and horrible bangs.